Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsockеtradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
It is Coffee Ann on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us this morning. My name is Joe Callahan. At the Coffee Ann table, let's say good morning to Ed Carew for the Carew Investment Group. Hi, Ed.
Good morning.
And Linda Tebow is here. Hi, Linda.
Good morning.
Former town administrator from North Smithfield. And we're here to solve all the problems of the world. So we're ready to go. We'll do it all in 60 minutes.
Ready, set.
or less. But before we solve the problems, Ed's going to tell you about the Carew Investment Group of Cumberland.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group, 2190 Mendon Road in Cumberland, Rhode Island. Our telephone number is 765-8880. At the Carew Investment Group, we focus on personal investment management of client money, using stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. Our goal is to select quality investments that we expect to go up over time, but not every day. If you would like to speak with us, you can call us at 765-8880. And we'll get you into your office within a day or two and see what we can do to help you. Again, that phone number is 765-8880 for an appointment with Better Money Management. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thanks. Okay, as we always like to ask Ed, right at the top, is it time to panic?
Of course not.
I'm talking about is the market still fluctuating back and forth?
It's up two days in a row.
Oh, okay, good. Well, it was down a couple of days in a row, and now we're up a couple of days.
It's the way it works.
It's just okay. So everything's okay. Nothing to worry about.
I'm not worried.
No,
Do I look worried?
No, you never look worried, Ed.
Okay.
We get tariffs today. We get then we'll block the tariffs. Oh no, well, then we'll have them again. No, let's bring them back. And okay, big announcement, I guess, about tariffs is supposed to come. But anyway,
no, that's April 2nd.
Is it? Oh, okay. So. Fine. All right. Everything's good. But in the business world, a couple of stories that I read yesterday, Ed. Forever 21 filed for bankruptcy.
Cha-cha, y'all.
And said, that's it, going out of business. We're closing them all.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. Cha-cha, y'all.
Cha-cha, y'all.
I guess sales are not good. I guess the younger kids that's not the hip store to go to anymore for Forever 21. It was always for the younger crowd.
They still like Lululemon.
Do they not sell that brand anymore?
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Ed, just poor sales? Is that what the deal is?
Yeah. They don't do the business they used to. The millennials have outgrown them.
Okay.
Yeah,
and so the next gen XYZ.
Exactly.
The next generation doesn't want that.
Don't want it.
They want something different. They want their
Yeah.
own Forever 21.
Yeah.
Type of
call it something else. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So they're all closing, so they're all going out of business sales. The other news story from yesterday, and this is a real American-made kind of story. I never heard of this company until they ran an ad in the Super Bowl, and it was for that new soda. Poppy?
Yeah.
Poppy. Yeah.
I'm like, I've never heard of you guys. And they're supposed to be quote unquote healthy because they have prebiotics, whatever that is, Linda.
Vegetables.
Oh, okay. That's in the mix of the soda.
Yeah.
Well, Pepsi thinks this is a good idea and bought them
Really?
for $1.95 billion.
Billion with a B.
With a B. I'm like, so here's the good American success story, because Poppy only started 6 years ago, maybe. I think I read that 2019. Well, it started in someone's garage.
Yeah.
And some mom.
Yeah.
Okay, vegetables. There's the prebiotic and the seltzer water and some fruit flavoring and some apple cider vinegar and sparkling water to give it the fizz and shake it all up. And hey, this doesn't taste too bad. And she started going to farmers markets and selling it there, and it was selling, and then okay. And then someone came up with, well, I don't know if you got to come up with a better name. And they came up with, I don't know how they came up with Poppy. And then they said, okay, now that we're gonna can it and sell it in stores, you got to come up with the bright colors and like that. So that's how it took off from there.
Yeah.
And then it did so well. Obviously, they did a Super Bowl commercial, which is a ton of money, and got the idea, got the notice of Pepsi. Yeah. So did that do anything with Pepsi stock yesterday, Ed?
I don't know.
No,
I doubt
okay.
it.
It's supposed to be a healthier version. Like I think
Yes.
the thing was you can drink soda again. It's okay.
Oh,
I
that's
think
what their
that was the
tagline
message.
was.
That
Yes.
was the tagline. It's
Yes.
okay to drink the soda.
I guess because it
and there's
doesn't have as much sugar in it.
less sugar, but it still has.
But it's still got sugar in
It's
it.
got sugar. in
Okay.
it. Yeah.
But it's got vegetables in it, so it's
Yeah,
so it's
well,
okay.
I know it's got to be healthy, right?
I just wonder if it's a good move.
Because somebody said so. It's
Yeah, I just wonder if it's a good move for Pepsi.
Oh, it's going to diversify, as fewer people, as people drink less of their regular sodas.
Regular Pepsi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. And I read there was a quote from the business owner of Poppy, and she said, "Oh, I'm so excited to be, working with the Pepsi company." I said, "Of course you're excited. You just got $2 billion
Yeah, right. Yeah.
for mixing this stuff up."
Yeah.
The first person, of course you're happy about that. So I'm like, wow. So, well, okay.
Another thing happening in the business world while
What
you're
happened?
at it.
What
Federal
did I
Reserve
miss?
meeting today and tomorrow.
Oh, where?
In Washington.
Oh, okay, big DC.
Yeah. They're not going to.
They gonna do anything? They're not going to Jackson Hole. They're not going to Hawaii.
No. They're not going to Jackson Hole. That's only once a year.
Oh, okay. Are they going to do anything? Are they raising, lowering interest
No,
rates?
they will not do anything with the rates of interest.
They're just going to get together and say we're not
They're going
doing
to
anything.
discuss it, and then they're going
Let's
to
discuss
say,
it. No,
we're not doing anything right now.
we'll look at it again in 3 months.
We'll look at it again in, whatever time
period.
Yeah.
We think everything's okay for right now.
No,
So let's
maybe,
leave it the way it
maybe
is.
they'll say we think everything's okay, or maybe they'll say we don't know what to do. So
Well,
let's
just don't
not
do
do
nothing,
anything
we'll
and
do
keep
nothing.
watching. And we don't know what
Good-
these tariff
good
things are
plan.
going to do.
Well, that's right. We don't
You
know
know,
how
so-
they're going to pan out. So
Yeah.
okay. All right. So that's the latest in the business world. No, Ed brought in his local newspaper. I think this is great. There's a newspaper it's a weekly that handles just Middleborough and Lakeville, Massachusetts, but the judge agrees to hear the Middleborough MBTA lawsuit. The Middleborough doesn't want to do what the T wants them to do, but a Plymouth Superior Court judge agreed to hear arguments from Middleborough officials that the town already complies with the MBTA Communities Act and therefore should not be forced to accept it. We're already doing what you want us to do, huh?
Yeah, we done it first.
Okay. So your town manager, Jay McRail, said that's what we wanted to happen. Go to have this judge take a look at it. Okay. Do you like your town manager?
Sure.
Okay.
I like my town too.
Oh, well, good. It's just like Ed and I, we don't. I've got a town manager too. We don't vote for our town manager.
No, they're appointed.
Appointed by our
Selectmen.
our
By
select
the
men.
selectmen.
Yes.
Select men and women, whatever.
Yeah.
And we get to vote for the select people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's okay. And then we put our faith in them to hire these
would
people
hope.
to be. How long has Jay been your town manager? Any idea, Ed?
I think around 3 years.
Oh, so he's relatively new.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's odd is
Time goes by quickly. It could be 5
yeah.
years for all I know. Yeah.
and what's odd is there's very few people that can do like the town manager job.
Mm-hmm.
So people in that role tend to jump from town to town.
Well,
Yeah.
they go
'Cause
where
they-
the money is.
Yeah, they have a contract for a certain amount
Yeah,
of
certain amount of
time,
years.
and then
Exactly.
sometimes it's renewed,
Exactly.
sometimes it's not.
Sometimes it's
Yeah.
not, and
Sometimes they get a better, better pay
offer.
somewhere else.
And
you
a
know.
better play. Well, not. I'm sure there's nothing better than Middleborough, but a place where they would prefer to be.
I wish I could remember his name. He was a town manager in either Bellingham or Blackstone, and he got into trouble, and they let him go. But then Mansfield was looking for one,
Yeah.
and we hired him,
Yeah.
and he got in trouble again.
Yeah.
And this time it was about going on trips to Florida
Yeah.
and taking his girlfriend with him, and the town paying for her, and they were like, what? But the last thing I knew, he got hired by another town. I said,
Yeah.
it's such a small community of people that can do this. They're not going to pick like me because I have absolutely no idea what to do. They want people with experience. The other people that go into town managers are like ex-mayors that get voted out.
Yes.
Which is what I have right
Yeah.
now in Mansfield. He was the ex-mayor. He was the mayor of Attleboro for a little
Yeah.
while. They know how to do this kind
Well,
of job
because
too.
they've run a town before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, okay. So, and there was another fire in Middleborough. I read it last week.
Another one?
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
just a little.
Just a little.
Little.
Just a little one.
Only burnt down one house.
Is that all? Well, all right.
Wasn't
So
bad.
there we go. All right. We got a follow-up note that was called in yesterday because it talks about Major League Baseball is actually beginning, but they're starting over in Tokyo. And the Dodgers and the Cubs are playing at the Tokyo Dome over there. And it's big money because Shohei Ohtani, who plays for the Dodgers,
Yep.
is now playing back in his home country, and so they're going crazy. He's a national hero over there. So that it's a sellout, and just the crazy prices for tickets, $3,000. Yeah, for the really good seats. No, I'm kidding. For the really lousy seats, it'll go up from there. So. So they're going to play 2 games at the Tokyo Dome. And this is the note: the ticket prices, some are $3,000 to $4,000 per ticket. What is everyone? Is everyone a millionaire over there? Is it the richness of the economy? Well, Tokyo's doing okay. I mean, Japan's doing okay economy-wise, isn't it?
I guess so.
Yeah, all right. Tokyo's budget must be off the map. These 2 games will bring in a revenue of $1 billion. Well, and sure, Major League Baseball is going to go where the money is. So there we go. And Siri agrees with me.
Yeah.
I don't know why she started talking, but okay. I'm like, well, that didn't sound like Linda.
No,
Thanks.
it didn't.
Did I say her name?
I don't know.
Something
No,
close
I didn't
to
hear
it?
you say. Oh,
I
you
didn't-
did say I'll see where.
Oh, maybe.
See,
So,
yeah, cool, wow.
boy, you got to be careful around your phone. It's always listening.
Oh my God.
Always. All right. All right. Back home here. Back here. We had I guess, an issue that ended better than expected in Central Falls. Kind of like the story we had in Woonsocket with the 2 men. One allegedly shot the other man who's recovering in the hospital. Then he killed himself.
Yeah.
Well, they had a situation similar to that in Central Falls yesterday morning. On Monday morning, they did a well-being check on a resident. He didn't shoot anybody else, but that's good. But when police arrived to the locked door to the apartment, they heard a sound of a gunshot inside. But he just shot the gun. He didn't kill himself. So that part's good. But now, once the shots go off, well, now you got to create a perimeter, and everybody goes into lockdown, and you got to wait to see what happens. But after negotiating, the person did exit the home without any incident in Central Falls, taken to the hospital for an evaluation. So it worked out okay. Doesn't say what he actually shot. Like, did you shoot just a hole in the TV? Did you shoot a hole in the wall? Did you shoot the television, the refrigerator? It doesn't say.
Probably a coffee maker.
Because the Keurig wasn't working right?
Yeah, it wasn't right.
I hate when that doesn't work right, huh? All right, so that took place in Central Falls yesterday, so so everything worked out okay there. All right, we're going to take a break, our first break on Coffee In. If you have any comments or questions, you can always call them in at 766-1240. Ed, time for a second message from the Carew Investment Group.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Thanks again, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
It's the second time.
You're welcome.
Good morning, everyone. The Carew Investment Group, telephone number is 765-8880, and we've got some simple advice about investing. Well, the truth is, there is no simple advice about investing. The old days of financial uptrends and downtrends lasting for days and weeks and months are long gone. Sometimes trends are lasting only part of a day before changing direction. And investing's not an activity for those who can't take the time to study each twist and turn for the opportunity that it truly presents. Since 1987, I've seen them all, and we'll invest for you the same way we invest for ourselves. Carefully, very carefully. And it won't cost you a nickel to talk about it with us, so give us a call at 765-8880. Our office is conveniently located at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland, Rhode Island. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Thanks, Ed. And the Coffee and program will continue here on ON, AM, and FM.
When it comes to emergency service for plumbing and heating, you can't beat C.J. Nemus, 37 Corey Street in Woonsocket. C.J. Nemus offers over 15 years of experience and is licensed in both Rhode Island and Massachusetts. C.J. Nemus offers complete heating system service service, plumbing, water heaters, plus drain and sewer cleaning. Remember that senior citizens receive a 10% discount. So give Charlie a call today at CJ Nemus, 769-4776. They're registered with the Better Business Bureau. They're a master plumber with quality service. It's the only way and the best way. With CJ Nemus, call today, 769-4776 for CJ Nemus.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON, AM, and FM.
It is Coffee and here on ON Radio, so thanks for joining us. And I'm Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. We're just joking about, because this Providence is going to close down streets starting today for the NCAA tournament that starts on Thursday. Why are they closing them today? I don't know. Unless the teams are coming in today and we need a place to park the buses. I don't know. But then I was telling Ed and Linda that I saw a video online, and I wish I could remember what school it was, but I can't. But the coach was talking to his men's basketball team, saying, "Okay, kids or guys, we're going to coach. We're going to practice tomorrow here, and then the next day we get on a flight and we fly to Providence." And then you could hear off in the background one of the players actually say, "Where's Providence?" And the coach said, "It's in the United States." I think it's pretty funny.
Even the coach didn't know where.
He wasn't sure.
I guess not. I said, do they not teach state capitals anymore in elementary school? Because they did when I was there, and Linda and Ed, when you guys were in, you were taught state capitals.
Yeah.
So having a college student at home at the time, because you happen to be home, I said, "Were you taught state capitals?" Because she would be the same age as the basketball player.
Yeah.
Were you taught state capitals in elementary school? She said no. They don't teach this anymore. And I was flabbergasted. Can they at least take out a map of the United States and show Boston is the capital of Massachusetts, Providence is the capital of Rhode Island, and let's go around the entire country and at least take a look at them. And so I tried to ask her of the 6 New England states.
Did you know?
No.
Oh,
She knew Boston.
Yeah.
She knows Providence. She goes Maine. She got stumped. Starts with an A. Yes, it does. Augusta. Okay. New Hampshire. She thought about it. She goes, Manchester? I said, no, right next door, Concord. Vermont? No idea. I said, it's Montpelier. Okay. Connecticut. Connecticut she got right. Hartford. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Hartford is right. But then you start doing the bigger states. Okay, California.
Sacramento.
Right, but L.A., no. San Francisco, no. San Diego, no. She goes, I got no idea. I said, Texas, Dallas, no. Houston, no. No idea it's Austin. It's Austin.
Yeah, Austin.
Florida, Orlando, no. Miami, no. Tallahassee is right. So it's like, so I really can't blame the basketball player because that age group, they just don't know. It just was. They just don't teach state capitals anymore.
That and cursive writing.
And no cursive writing anymore either. It's like,
Those kids better not go on Jeopardy.
Oh,
I was going to say,
yeah.
if for nothing else, Jeopardy, there are lots of questions about
State capitals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here she is in the elementary education program. She wants to be an elementary ed teacher.
Oh, she
and I'm
better
saying,
learn that.
I said, please learn the
those
state.
kids.
Teach the other kids coming up. Just have a map of the United States in your room and say, and take a day or half a day or an hour, or 20 minutes. Let's look at the maps, kids, and look at all the states. Point out where she's going to probably work in Massachusetts. Point out Massachusetts, and Boston is the capital.
Yeah.
It's just stuff you just need to know. All right. So let's see. I guess Newport police coming under a little bit of a fire because they had their Newport St. Patrick's Day parade in Newport, and there's a bunch of videos, and they're complaining about the Newport police using too much force on some individuals down there. I'm like, So Chief Ryan Duffy says over the weekend there were incidents when officers applied some type of force, and most are making their way through the standard review process of what they do with the police, okay? He says social media posts may elicit varied levels of emotion, but there can be more to a situation than what's been seen in a short video clip, and I would agree with that. Duffy says after a multi-tiered review of the circulating video, he has determined that officers acted in accordance with the reasonableness, is that a word? Reasonableness?
Sure.
Okay. Standard and in compliance with department policy without excess. Okay.
Well, things get a little rowdy.
Well, when you're dealing with the drunks, and there are a lot in Newport during the St. Patrick's Day parade, it's like the same thing happened in Boston. Ed, the police had to use some force up there too, and it just happens. But you're right about he's right about the short video clip, because I've seen some where they show the video clip and it's all, oh, look at the big bad officer
but now
picking up the child, and the child, by the way, is a high school student, and because it's a resource officer, slamming the poor child to the ground. Well, how about what happened before then to elicit this response? And then when you show him, when you see that, you're like,
whole picture.
Oh, okay. So all you see is, here's the bad stuff that is happening, and we want people's heads on a stick because bad things are happening. So they're responding to it down there. So Newport is taking care of that situation. Of course, and the big story is Linda, you might be following this. I don't know if you are, Ed, about the doctor that was deported, the Rhode Island doctor that was deported.
I've heard of it.
To Lebanon,
Yeah.
even though she had a visa to work here. And she's a professor at Brown University. She's also a kidney specialist. She works, I think, at Rhode Island Hospital.
She is at Rhode Island.
And they deported her, or they picked her up because she went to Lebanon to visit family for 2 weeks. They picked her up when she flew into Logan, and then sent her back. Yeah. Even though a federal judge said not to do it, they did it anyway. Yeah. That's one issue. Then there's the other issue of why they did it.
Yeah.
And now they're saying she's got photos on her phone that make her look sympathetic to Hezbollah, the terrorist group.
Well, she
went
to the funeral
of who?
Of one of the big
high rankings in that group.
Lords, the big group,
I did not hear that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they showed. Yeah.
Okay.
She went into that, and apparently there's communications
between them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that trumps whatever the federal judge says not
Pun
to.
intended, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm glad you picked up on that. Trump intended. When I said that trumps the federal judge blocking him not to send back, and I don't know, Homeland Security must have made this call. We're sending her back. Of course, everybody's looking into it to see if the right thing was done.
Well, the thing is, she's a doctor, and she was on a special visa because certain people, like doctors and probably nurses, can get a visa easier than, because we need people in the healthcare industry.
Right. And now, your favorite group, Ed, the ACLU.
Yeah. Well, of course it's the ACLU.
Well, they're getting involved, of course, and they say the deportation of Dr. Aliwaya is shocking and a disgraceful violation of due process and the rule of law. Trump's administration's lawless targeting of people with legal immigration status warrants the strongest possible condemnation. So a hearing for the professor at Brown University was set for on Monday, but that was postponed until next week because her lawyer, I guess, asked for this to give him more time to prepare, to make sure that to say this is what shouldn't have happened. This is her relationship to Hezbollah. Because what I've read is, while yes, she's not denying that she's got these photos on her phone,
And
but
she-
she also says, I don't follow their
But she
policies
does,
or
and she
whatever.
didn't deny that she went to the funeral. Either.
She didn't? Okay.
No, yeah.
So more on this as it comes about. This is a biggie. I'm sure this is this will go national.
Oh, it already,
has it
they're already protesting. Yeah.
Are they?
It was,
Okay.
Yeah, I believe I saw it on was it a national news? I think.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what are sympathetic photos? That is so vague, because that's what they're claiming. Sympathetics in quotes. She has sympathetic photos of Iran's supreme leader and the head of the terrorist group Hezbollah on her phone. So does that mean? Are they just smiling in the photo? Does that make it sympathetic? I don't know what a sympathetic photo is.
Yeah.
It's pretty vague. Yeah.
It is, and I don't know.
Well,
And who described it as
don't know if
sympathetic?
I don't know if that's a picture of the one that died and that she went to the funeral. Maybe no.
It doesn't say.
It doesn't say.
They don't get that specific. So I don't know. Does she have her arm around somebody? One of these around the head of the supreme leader of Iran? Does that make it sympathetic? I don't know.
I guess if you were having a meal with a known terrorist, you could probably say, well, that looks like a pretty sympathetic
Well,
reunion
I think
to me.
They made a big deal about she went to the funeral of that top-ranking, I think they call him warlord or whatever.
Well, maybe it's a relation. Think of that.
Yeah, could have been.
I mean, she may not like what he says or does, but it's a second cousin. Or
Yeah,
something.
right. I was thinking the same thing.
I don't know. Although that was brought up, and she didn't deny going to that funeral, and she went.
All right, but more coming up on that, and we won't hear any more of that until probably next week, until that hearing comes up again, when her lawyer is able to put together more information. All right, Ed. It's been 35 years. Ed,
For what?
Since the theft of the artwork at the Gardner Museum in Boston.
35 years.
35 years. Wow. When they broke in, stolen by two men posing as Boston police officers, Rembrandt's only seascape and a dozen other pieces of art with an estimated value of over $500 million. None of the art has been recovered. Wow. It was quite the heist.
Yeah.
And there was a $10 million reward. Anyone's got any information on where this artwork could possibly be. And we thought back then, well, where are they going to sell it? Everyone's going to know this is stolen artwork. And the internet wasn't the big thing as it is now.
No,
back
35 years
then,
ago?
yeah.
I don't think it existed.
Well, so they had to sell
1990?
it, a little bit.
Yeah,
But anyway,
Prodigy or AOL.
But if you Prodigy,
CompuServe.
wow, jeez. That's right. But if you had the art and I was gonna sell it to me, we'd have to meet in some parking lot in a couple of vans and pass it to each other, kind of thing. But the person buying had to know it was stolen. So and that's why we always thought back then, well, they're not gonna be able to sell it just now. Gotta wait for the fervor to die down. But and maybe it has. Maybe there's an underworld art
Probably
thing.
it's probably in some private collector's.
Exactly.
What? Attic?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I mean,
Well, you can't display it because someone's going to say, "Hey, that's stolen," or if they know their art, of course.
Right. If you know that it's art, and if you know it's a stolen painting, I wouldn't know a stolen painting from a stick painting.
Well, now you know. If you come across a seascape and it's got Rembrandt's name on it, that one's stolen. The others, they don't describe what the other pieces are, so now you're not going to know.
Okay.
So
I'll be on the lookout.
Be next time you're in the doctor's office or something like that, take a look on the walls. Take a look at the artwork. Just see what happens to be there. Let's see. So the $10 million reward, leading for the safe return of the art. The museum is closed on Tuesdays and will not be open today. But they did reopen. But wow, it's been 35 years and none of it's been recovered. Where could it possibly be? It's a big mystery.
Yes.
I like mysteries like this, because where is it being hidden, and is it being one of those deals? Is it being hidden in plain sight?
I don't know.
And we just don't know where it is. We just can't realize it. So, So 35 years ago. Wow. All right, break time once again here in Coffee Inn. It's time for the weather forecast. And brightening up out there, we got sun coming this afternoon. Weather forecast brought to you by Compassion International.
Becoming mostly sunny today with a high of 53 degrees and a breeze from the north. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, gradually becoming clear, overnight low of 34. Wednesday's weather, sunshine and 59. Thursday, mostly cloudy, 54. Thursday night, rain comes in. Friday, rain continues, high near 48. Saturday, mostly sunny skies and 57. Sunday, sunshine and 54. And next Monday, slight chance of rain, partial cloudiness with a high of 50.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street with the partly cloudy skies, we have 38 degrees. Imagine a child in extreme poverty waiting over a year to be sponsored. End their wait today. Become a Compassion sponsor. Text radio to 83393.
A great auto mechanic can be a real comfort in your life. That's why so many people in the Blackstone Valley take their cars to Henry's Auto Repair on Park Avenue in Woonsocket. In fact, so many people trust Henry's that Henry's won 3 gold medals and 2 silver medals, 5 medals in all in ON Radio's Best of the Blackstone Valley contest. Why don't you join these people? For Rhode Island car inspections, oil changes, brakes, and remember Henry's for tires, comprehensive repairs, or preventative maintenance, it's the award-winning Henry's Auto Repair, 1068 Park Avenue in Woonsocket.
Hey there, Blackstone Valley. The Valley Breeze is bringing back the Voices of the Valley Awards, and we want you to be a part of it. Who's got the best burger? The coolest hidden gem in town? You decide. Nominate and vote for your local favorites and help crown the best businesses, people, and places in this exciting community competition. Visit voicesofthevalley.net to learn more and vote daily for a chance to win cash prizes. That's voicesofthevalley.net.
Hey, it's ON Radio's Cruisin' Bruce Palmer, and I'd love to have you join me every Saturday for the Saturday Block Party. We start at 4 o'clock when I open up the ON Music Vault for you to pick whatever you want to hear or send to somebody special. Yes, the good old radio request days are back. Join me for the Saturday Block Party, Saturdays from 4 until 7 on ON Radio and streaming online at woonsocketradio.com.
All right, it's Coffee Inn here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. And they had a little, besides the cops dealing with the rowdiness of in the St. Patrick's Day parade in Boston, a group of out-of-state firefighters were in the parade. They had to be booted out of the parade.
Really?
Well, they were breaking the rules. Firefighters from an unspecified out-of-state department, too bad, I would like to know where they're from, were not authorized to march in the parade. They just kind of jumped in. And the group was apparently catching alcoholic beverages being tossed from the crowd. That's a fun thing to do. People, because of the buildings are so close to the streets.
Well, sure, yeah.
They're in South Boston, that people are in the windows throwing beers down to anyone who's asking for them. And then no one's checking IDs. So they were throwing them onto the float that they were, or marching that they happen to be in. So someone came, the police found them and said, all right, get out. So, and then now I'm talking to my daughter again, and the new thing amongst the kids, of course the police know this, first time I'm hearing it, there's something out there, and it's called a Borg, B-O-R-G, and she says that actually stands for something, and I forget, and she looked it up, and I forget what it stands for, but what the kids are doing now is they get a plastic, a gallon of milk, so you get that jug, pour the milk out. All right, clean it out, and then they fill it with like a half a gallon, like or a quart of vodka, and then they fill the rest up with Gatorade. So if you mix the Gatorade with the vodka, it looks like it's Gatorade. It just takes it because vodka's clear, and they just carry it around, and it looks like you're drinking Gatorade. Well, the cops have, they're hip. Yeah. They're hip to this. And she showed me the picture on Facebook of the hundreds of gallons of milk gallons that they had confiscated, and then there's a video of them just all good old Prohibition days, just pouring it down the drain.
But they use a gallon. I mean,
they use a gallon jug.
But I mean, why would you think that they're drinking Gatorade out of a gallon?
Because if you go to any gym,
yeah,
like a Planet Fitness or like that, and you look around, and it's mostly the guys, that are out there, lifting weights, they have a gallon jug right next to them.
Really?
Filled with water, or maybe it's filled with Gatorade. Get those electrolytes, and they'll stop, pumping the iron for a little bit, pick up the gallon of water, down it, not all of it at one time, take some, put it back down, go back to working out. So it's a way of keeping you hydrated. So here's another way of keeping. Well, it looks like Gatorade, and I'm walking around with it, and I'm just being healthy as I walk around and drink my Gatorade.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, but someone has at least someone in the police somewhere. The word's going out. Check all these. If you come across it, especially at public gatherings like this, give it a little taste. You'll be able to tell if it's just Gatorade or if it's just water or if it's really or vodka.
I mean, think about it. Don't you think you'll go conspicuous? Do you need a gallon thing of Gatorade just to walk around? No.
No, but it's also not illegal to walk around with a gallon of Gatorade.
No, I guess not.
And drink it when you feel it. Well, then you can't do that.
Yeah.
But be warned now, the police know about it, and so they may stop you if you're walking down Social Street with a gallon of a liquid in your hand, and you say it's Gatorade. Well, maybe it may not be, and they might test it.
I'll leave my gallon at home.
Well, there you go. So okay.
Wow. So that's the Borg, huh?
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah. Huh? The only Borg I knew destroyed most of the Federation starships at Wolf 359.
Let's see if we can find it. It's okay. Borg, in this context, refers to a recent, obviously, it's a TikTok thing, and that's how it goes around the country. Okay,
of course.
It's a TikTok trend where college students create and consume large, gallon-sized jugs of alcohol mixed with water, flavorings, and sometimes electrolytes. All right, often referred to as, here it is, blackout rage gallons. There's the Borg. Black B out O rage R gallons G. Borg. It's my Borg. Wow. So they're looking to get blacked out.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a plastic gallon jug, usually containing water, vodka, flavored drink mix, and other fun things like Kool-Aid or Pedialyte. They're using that because it's coloring. It's different colors. It's just Kool-Aid, officer.
There's electrolytes.
There's electrolytes in it. I'm walking and I'm doing good things. So, so that's the latest. What do you see, Ed?
The Battle of Wolf 359 took place in early 2367 in the Wolf system, roughly 8 light years from Earth, between the forces of the United Federation of Planets and the Borg Collective.
Okay.
I rest my case.
There you go. All right.
There you go.
All right. Something good out of the St. Patrick's Day parade in Boston. Ed Sheeran showed up in Boston, and he performed at an Irish pub as people celebrated St. Patrick's Day. The singer-songwriter strolled into the Dubliner on Central Plaza wearing a Celtic shirt and performed with the band. Sheeran hinted on a possible stop in Boston earlier in the day, posing a picture of himself on social media in a Celtics jersey with the message, "Meet me in the pub tonight." So, wow, well, that's pretty cool. This was years ago. I actually went to Boston on St. Patrick's Day, and because there was like 5 of us, we had tickets to the Bruins game. This had to be on a weekend, and the Bruins were playing at 1 in the afternoon, but it was St. Patrick's Day, so we got in early. 9 or 10, and we started hitting a few places, and then we noticed we left one place, had to be like around 11, maybe a little later, like 11:30, and as you started going to other bars, next thing you know, there's a cover charge to get in. When we first got there early enough, there were no cover charges. Now the cover charge was $30 to get in. Now this is like 20 or 30 years ago too.
Wow.
We're like, what's U2 playing?
Yeah, right.
Well, they did say, well, there is entertainment. Well, who is it? It was no one you knew, but they knew, the bars knew, the crowd's coming.
Yeah.
So this is a way to make a ton of extra money. And you walked by every place, packed, of people paying $30 to get in.
Just to get in.
Wow, it's like we said. Well, yeah, it's close enough. Let's head over to the Garden to watch the game because we're not paying $30 for the privilege of buying a drink. It's basically what it was coming down to. And I'm sure they still do this in Boston because it's just a way of them for making more money. So, all right. So I'm sure the people were pretty happy that if Ed Sheeran, especially if you're an Ed Sheeran fan, get up and start playing and singing. All right. We got a Republican in Massachusetts, Ed. There's like five
Just
of us.
one?
Yeah, that's right. Just one.
It's going to spread out and act like a crowd.
Yeah, act like a crowd. That's right. But he's a state senator from Spencer, Massachusetts, and he's kicking around the idea of running for governor. So keep this name in the back of your head, okay? Peter Durant says he will be deciding soon whether to run for governor of Massachusetts next year. He believes he can do a better job than our current governor, Maura Healey, and says the incumbent is vulnerable. Durant says he has been speaking with other Republicans around the state. He's getting, the five of us are getting together.
Yeah, right.
and he's getting together with other Republicans around the state as they work to determine who would be the party's best candidate. And he's throwing his name out there. I think it'd be me. And let's see if it sticks to the wall. All right. Durant says it does not have to be him. And if a candidate emerges who is the right person for the job, he will support whoever that candidate is, whoever they come up with. But they want to bring out somebody that can go up against Maura Healey. Obviously, the Democrats won't come out with anybody to run against her. So let's see what the Democrats. At least I don't think so. I thought about that about the mayor of Boston, Michelle Wu, and she has a Democrat challenger in Josh Kraft. So it's like, well, maybe the Republicans will come out with somebody, but kind of doubt it right now. But we'll see what happens if this is the guy or not the guy. So, all right. Let's see. Anything else going on? 8-alarm fire in Boston. At a waste and recycling plant. It's under investigation. 150 firefighters. This is a big fire. Over 150 responded to the scene in Roxbury around 8:30 yesterday morning. 4 firefighters suffered non-life-threatening injuries. 3 of them were taken to a hospital for treatment. And the crews had to remain on scene overnight just to keep putting out the hot spots that just keep coming up. And especially at a trash or recycling. Well, you never know what's could be on fire.
Yeah.
Underneath all that stuff. Okay. Let's see. Are you up to date on this whole white stadium, Ed? Some people want it, some people don't.
Yeah, only what I see on the news. I really never paid attention to it.
Is this the new soccer stadium that they want to build?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't either. But plaintiffs in the lawsuit seeking to stop the redevelopment of White Stadium in Boston were dealt a setback as the trial is set to begin sometime today. Judge yesterday dismissed one of the 2 major claims of the lawsuit that the city's plan for the stadium violates the Franklin Park Public Charitable Trust. The lawsuit seeks to stop the city from partnering with a women's pro soccer team, not the guys, with a women's pro soccer team on a $200 million redevelopment of the crumbling old stadium. Work on the project has already started. Do we have a women's pro soccer team in Boston?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Don't follow soccer.
I don't either, and I'm trying to. I'm trying to think of the promos that Nesson keeps running. I'm like, they got the Pro Women's Hockey League. I know that, and I think they might show women playing soccer. I just don't know the name of the team, so I don't know.
I don't follow soccer.
But that white stadium keeps coming up, and there's these people for it and against it. I'm just not up to date on what the whole thing is like. So okay. So we'll just push it aside now.
Okay.
All right. It is time for a break here.
We won't worry about it.
And we won't worry about it. There we go. All right. Time for a break here on the Coffee and program, but more coming up. You can call in your comments and questions at 766-1240.
Among the special bargains at your neighborhood Little General store are gold medal English muffins 6-pack package for only 99 cents each, while supplies last at Little General convenience stores in Pawtucket, Harrisville, North Smithfield, and Woonsocket. Little General convenience stores.
Hey, it's Lamar from the Bob and Sherry Show. Everyone knows that I love food, but I also realize that I need to be healthy. And I have found that PhD Weight Loss is able to help me with both. I'm getting healthy and without needle sticks, medications, or gimmicks. And I'm not walking around hungry. In a little over 2 months, I've lost over 40 pounds. I feel great. The PhD Weight Loss Program is working for me, and it can work for you too. Right now, PhD is offering the first 11 callers 2 free weeks added to their weight loss program. Plus, when you fully commit, you'll get a 15% discount, receive a free weight loss and energy supplement bundle, and your program will be backed by the PhD Weight Loss, Get Results, or Get Your Money Back guarantee. So don't wait. Call now and mention Lamar for my 2 weeks free with my program. Call 864-644-1900. That's 864-644-1900. Or go to myphdweightloss.com.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
All right, it is Coffee In on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us on the Coffee In program. I'm Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. And, well, they always put out these studies, Linda.
Always.
And it's stuff you already know. Keeping your teeth healthy doesn't require fancy gadgets. All you got to do is brush your teeth twice a day and floss, which we've been told for 70 years.
Forever. Right.
Well, no kidding. Yeah. Well, the Health Policy Institute says it's also important to get regular dental checkups too. And sure. Cleanings twice a year is recommended. The American Dental Association says fluoride matters because it has the power to fight cavities and tooth decay. They recommend fluoride toothpaste and using a toothpaste with soft rather than hard bristles to avoid scraping off tooth enamel or damaging your gums. Is there a toothpaste out there that does not have fluoride in it? I would have to actually look in the toothpaste aisle and see if I could find one. Maybe one of those natural ones, like Tom's of Maine. Remember?
That one might not.
Maybe they don't. But like your Colgates, your Crest, they all have fluoride in it.
All the big names.
Yeah. So okay. So brush your teeth twice a day. Floss if you can. That's always my argument with my dental hygienist. You're not flossing enough, Joe. I cannot get my fingers inside my mouth the way you do. If I could stand where you are and do it, I would do it all the time. Yeah. But for me to do it, the back teeth, little rough. All right. So Trump says he's going to release all that stuff about JFK today.
Yeah.
80,000 pages.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm assuming it's about the assassination.
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
All right.
And it's,
Do you not approve, Linda?
I don't care. you know what I mean? It's like it's a big deal, and I guess a lot of people want to see that.
Well, there's been so much speculation.
Exactly.
Did Lee Harvey Oswald work alone? Or was it Cuba? Or was it the CIA, which is what I keep hearing back and forth.
The conspiracy.
Yeah. Eddie, are you looking forward to the all this stuff that Trump says is going to be released about the JFK assassination?
I'm not going to read 80,000 pages.
Well, no. Can someone break it down for me?
Yeah, really.
A paragraph and tell me what's in it.
Summarize it for me. Yeah. You'll have to AI.
I just need the greatest hits. I don't need the whole war. I don't need War and Peace.
You want the Cliff Note version?
I just need the Cliff Notes. Yeah, that's right. So hopefully, we always rely on the news to do that for us, but hopefully they give us the right information if they do that.
Rely on the
I do too. Yeah. It's because you never know if they're telling you the truth or not.
Yeah, the news is different on every station.
Yeah.
The same story is like, are we reporting the same thing here?
That's right.
Not so much on local news, but I'm talking about national news. They're going to put their own spin on it.
Yeah.
They always do,
I've always said that, if there's a fire in Providence and Channel 12 and Channel 10 and Channel 6 are there, okay, they're not putting a spin on it. There's an actual fire, and this is where it is, and maybe you should avoid the area.
Yeah.
Okay, that's important. But you're right. When it gets to the national news, who knows if it's correct or not?
And just like you were saying earlier about the police when they're showing a video, and they only got a little, they do the same thing. A guy comes out and speaks for an hour, and they take a of
3-second video.
27 seconds of something that
went
he
wrong.
says, or
they
think
say,
he says.
And now he's a bad person.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So the other things going on with Kennedy, because he was at the Kennedy Center yesterday, and he put himself in charge.
He's the chairman. He's self-appointed.
So he came out and said he's disappointed when he toured the Kennedy Center for the Arts. He said the building is, quote, is in tremendous disrepair, and he vows to fix up the facility he claims deteriorated under bad management. The Kennedy Center underwent a $250 million expansion project in 2019, not too long ago. No. And Trump didn't go into detail about planned future renovations. His visit yesterday was the first time Trump has visited the center since naming himself chairman and firing multiple members of the Performing Arts Institutions Board last month.
Oh, Trump made himself chairman?
He's the chairman of the Kennedy Center for the Arts.
Yeah, he's self-appointed. Yeah.
He saw what was going on. He said, I don't like it. Got rid of the board, put himself in charge. And I'm sure the rest of the people that are still working there are shaking of whether or not they're going to have a job. And, I've never been to the Kennedy Center. I don't know how bad this building is, what kind of shape this building is in. So I don't know. Okay. I didn't hear about this. But the White House says, quote, absolutely not, in response to there's a French politician over in France saying that the United States should return the Statue of Liberty.
I read that last night.
I didn't hear this at all. Really?
Yeah.
I said, so I obviously the politician he's serious?
Yeah, he says you guys don't seem to believe in liberty anymore.
So we want it back.
We want it back. Yeah, you don't seem to care about that.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay, now White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt took shots at Raphael Glucksmann, a member of France's parliament. During a briefing, she called him a low-level politician and said France should be very grateful to the United States. Glucksmann made a comment at a convention in protest of federal firings of scientific researchers and Americans siding with tyrants. I guess there's a shot at Trump right there. And so give back the Statue of Liberty. Well, you can always ask.
Yeah.
And we're just going to say no. I'm not too worried that French ships are going to pull up and start dismantling it and take it away. I don't see that happen. But so no, I did not hear about that yesterday. That's funny.
I didn't hear of it.
Okay, so guess it's not too much.
Obviously making a statement.
Or trying to make a name for himself. Like you say, he's a low-level politician. Exactly. Maybe he wants to be. Yeah. What's the head of France?
Macron.
Yeah, but what's his title?
President.
Oh, okay. Maybe he wants to be president of France. And at some day. And so this is how we start making a name for ourselves. You ask for outrageous things.
Yeah.
And that gets your name in the news and gets stations like ON Radio starting talking about you. It's like, wow, how about that? That's pretty big. All right. March Madness, which starts on Thursday. It's very good for the economy.
Oh, yeah.
It just brings a ton of money, which is why the cities always bid to get it. To please come to our city, because it between the restaurants and the hotels and the actual place, it brings in a ton of money. A recent survey by sports betting and media brand Action Network predicts March Madness could cause the U.S. economy to see roughly $20 billion in lost productivity. Well, that's for your bigger companies.
Yeah.
Well, because the games all start on Thursday at noon, and so everyone's going to be on their they'll be on their phones,
right.
trying to watch the game. Yeah. Well, I got to bet on this game, kind of thing. So, but it does happen. That lost productivity can come in a number of forms, from simply being distracted while on the clock to the 40% of survey respondents who admit to calling in sick to watch a game. Wow. I used to work with a guy. He went to Michigan. He was a big University of Michigan fan and huge college basketball fan. And he goes, if he could pull it off on the Thursday and on the Friday when there's 4 games, well, there's a ton more games being played, but they all start at noon. And they jump around like that. He would just like to sit in his recliner, get an IV of coffee, and just go from game to game to game, so he could stay awake and watch every single game possible, because he was that much of a fan. But okay. I don't recommend an IV of coffee. Do you, Linda?
No, no.
All right. So, and the betting, I can't imagine what the legal betting for this is going to be this year.
I don't know.
It's going to be through the roof.
They're
already pushing it.
Yeah, they pushed the betting so much.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why.
Yeah.
And it is legal now to bet on college sports, right?
I thought it was only if it was a tournament.
Well, the tournament's coming.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah.
But not regular.
Okay, maybe not. And I don't know if you can. I thought the rule was only in Rhode Island that you can bet on the college basketball if you want, but you can't bet on your home team. I don't know if that's still a rule. Like
if you're a player or
no,
a coach.
No, just you and I. If we went down to Bally's,
Yeah.
and we wanted to put a bet on the Bryant University game,
Yeah.
on Friday.
Yeah.
Friday? No, Thursday. Against Michigan State, we couldn't put a bet on it because Bally's and Bryant are in the same state. I thought that was a law, but I'm not positive on that.
Doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
Or maybe it was just happened during the regular season because they didn't want to influence the games that were going on in your state. But now that it's tournament time and they're playing out there, they're playing in Cleveland, it'll be okay to bet on them. All right, Ed, I'm putting you in charge of this.
I do not accept the mission.
Go to Bally's and see if you can place a bet on Bryant University. Here's $2. Bryant to win.
I don't gamble. Sorry.
Well, it's my money, so you're not gambling. You're gambling my
you're
money.
right.
So there you go.
You want to give me a couple extra bucks so I can get a beer?
I don't even think you can get that.
While waiting? Oh, that's okay. I'll bring a Borg with me.
Bring a Borg with you. Yeah, make your own. There you go. All right. Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, my God.
A woman is accused of holding a baby during 3 separate robberies. Baby in one hand, weapon in the I don't know. Yeah. TV station reports Anisha Taylor is accused of holding the baby in her arms when she pulled a gun on employees at a Kroger, a dollar store, and a Super Low. That must be in just another kind of convenience store or a dollar store, kind of like that. Kroger's are a supermarket. She's facing charges of aggravated assault, plus child endangerment, and theft of property. She's been released on her own recognizance. I don't think they should have done that. Wow.
Is the baby still with her?
It doesn't say. But if you're arrested for child endangerment, wouldn't they
take the
automatically
baby.
take
They
the baby?
usually do.
Okay. That's bad. That's worse than just having the baby in the stroller and pushing the stroller in and then robbing the store. But to actually hold it while you're how do you take the money?
Probably figured nobody would try to stop
Doing
her.
it, yes,
or,
because you'll hurt the baby.
You'll hurt the baby. Yeah.
You can't do that. So, but now if I'm handing you money, how does she grab the money without putting the gun down or the baby down?
Right, exactly.
Or do you give the money to the baby? Baby holds it.
Yeah, he's an accessory.
No, he's an accessory. That's right. I don't know. I don't know. So people do strange things.
That was not perfectly planned.
But she did it 3 times. It must have worked at the first place. Okay, we'll do it again. Worked at the second place. Do it again. We do it at the third place. And like you said, I'm sure each cashier was, oh, look at the baby. Oh, we don't want to hurt the baby, so here you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here's a lollipop for the baby too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so maybe it was well thought out. But the problem is, there's cameras. And
Yeah. Let me count the ways there's problems.
Well, yeah, plus the gun and like that.
My
And,
God.
okay. And you're assaulting once the gun is shown, now you're assaulting the employees and now you're stealing. And so, yeah. So she was caught and she'll have her time in court. We don't know where the baby has gone off to.
Hoping a safer place than with his mom.
Yeah. All right. So Harvard University has decided to offer free tuition. Did you hear that yesterday?
I heard
Yeah.
yes, for anybody that makes under $200,000.
The school announced on Monday
Yeah.
that is eliminating tuition for students from families earning under $200,000 annually. That's a big push up from the previous $85,000 income threshold.
Yeah.
This, as elite universities look for ways to maintain campus diversity now that the Supreme Court has banned race-based admissions practices. Harvard joins schools like MIT, University of Pennsylvania, and Caltech with similar thresholds for free tuition. Because I always ask, does free tuition mean free fees as well? Because my daughter is getting this, and I'm thrilled about it at Bridgewater State. It's free tuition and free fees. They actually say that. Because tuition is like $500. Fees are $100,000.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So are you getting free fees at Harvard as well or not?
Yeah.
Because the free tuition sounds great until you realize how little tuition really is.
Well, I hope that.
And it's the fees that kill you.
Well, and I would hope that they still meet other qualifications like.
Like smartness?
Yes. Yes.
Like you should have good grades to get into Harvard?
Good grades to get in, one would hope.
Well, you would hope.
One would hope. They want to protect their reputation. And
no word on Brown University, though, if they're going to do the same thing, or the other Ivy League schools. So, I don't know. So we'll have to see. And I just wonder, well, if they're giving free tuition, and it does include fees, and they're almost $100,000 a year to go to, and now we're going to give free tuition to all these kids. How are they going to pay for everything that's at Harvard, like the teachers? How are we going to pay Pocahontas' salary, Ed?
Yeah.
If we're not charging the higher tuition.
You have to charge you more to live in Mansfield.
I think they're very well endowed, though.
Yeah, you're right.
I think
yes, they
for
are.
Centuries.
Yes, absolutely.
Mark Zuckerberg will chip in.
Oh, that's what about Jeff Bezos?
I don't know where he went to college, or if he went to college for that.
Well, Zuckerberg quit Harvard, so he might not be too crazy about giving them money.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. He did quit.
Unless did they give him an honorary degree?
I don't know.
I don't know. They might have.
They never offered one to me.
I know. I'm still waiting for my invitation. All right, that'll do it for the show for today. Thank you very much for listening in to the Coffee and program today. Ed Crew, thanks for coming in.
Always a pleasure.
All right, and Linda Tebow, thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
All right, this is Joe Callahan. Have yourself a fantastic day. And stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do your members at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
The Woonsocket Police Department marked a happy occasion, the promotions of 3 members to new leadership roles this past Friday during a traditional swearing-in ceremony by Mayor Chris